And welcome back to the Duff Pickem AllStars. Above me is Groady. Above me to the left is the Commish. And to the left over there, the guy with the Champions Trophy is Icehouse. I'm the Orange Peanut. We are here to offer you fantasy football advice. Pick'em, early pick'em stuff, because that's what we do. We're going to first talk about our league pick'em, which is just us and the couple other people who aren't here. We don't have Sippy with us or Skinnnns. Also, just for the record of last week, week 5, the around the horn score was Groady won at 49 points, Skinnnns 46, Icehouse 44, Commish 43. The closest game we've had yet with that there. They say cool stuff. That's the points down in the lower right with that one there. But we'll get into that as we go forward there. Commish, tell us about what happened in our league pick'em last week.
Well, Stan, no, not Stan. I am so sorry about that. Boss led the week with 5 correct picks, followed by Tommy and Stan with 4, and then myself, Groady, and JV, we each had 3 correct.
All right.
Oddly enough, we each had we had 2 of the same picks because everybody got me right and everybody got science right. And then for myself, Groady, and JV, I got Bates right, Groady got Desmond right, and then JV got Groady right.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny because it's like stairs going down over there. So our third correct was each on a different game. So on the season, Boss has jumped into the lead with 18 points, followed by me with 16, Groady and Stan with 15, JV with 13, and Tommy limping behind with 9 as he tries to make up for the fact that he has missed a whole week.
That's too bad, Tommy. With that, yeah, he'll catch up though. He makes pretty good picks. I at one point was in first place, and I've lost my crown to people making better decisions other than
Well,
me.
getting all of them wrong last week did not help.
No, that really did not.
Included picking yourself.
Yeah, blame myself completely with that. Let's get into week 6. We've got Groady is going to talk about the 3-2 Meerscat Industries against the 0-5 Carolina Panthers. 7-1. My shin busts. Groady, what do you know about this game? What do you think?
Well, I mean, definitely not you pick them until they win, but it's definitely not you pick him because he's just lost. I can't pick Tony at all. His team has been non-existent all year. The big thing that he's probably got going for him is Derrick Henry. Swift, I mean, he's been in games. I don't think he'll do much against the Jets. He's got Komet, which is probably a bright spot. Who knows if Jonathan Taylor will actually really get a lot work in with how well Zach Moss did last week. Joe's got ETN, who on fire. He's got Tony Pollard, who probably look to bounce back against the Chargers, and then Brian Robinson, could look to do pretty well against Washington. Obviously, I mean, good defense, but obviously not that good. And then I like the quarterback for Joe for Stafford. A good pick. He's got cutback now, so those errors, those forced interceptions are probably hopefully going to come down. Let's see. Tony really doesn't have anything on his bench that really screams like I can win. I think even I can't pick Tony's own 5. It's like last week. I shouldn't have picked against Bates, and that was the right pick. He won again.
He did.
So you pick them until they win, or pick them until they lose. I can't pick Tony because he's given me no choice to pick him. He's never won.
I'm standing.
Going with the Commish, and yeah, those are the reasons why.
It's a good reason why. Commish, what about you? What do you think here?
Well, I mean, I'd love to pull the boss and not, vote for myself, but I kind of have to vote for myself. Pick against him until, not to say give it no thought, but give it no thought and pick against him until he wins.
Yeah. It's true.
And I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had my fair share of down weeks, so it is entirely possible.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about a team that has where's 7-1 in my spreadsheet here? He's averaging 93 points a game. Like, he's had one game over 100.
Wow.
Oh gosh.
I've only had one game under 100, and I won that game because
against
Kevin's team decided to score even less.
Yep.
Wow.
So,
Hmm.
which, I mean, it's a bold strategy. It didn't work out for him, obviously, but it's not really up to him or the players. They didn't know.
It's true. It's true. All right, so we got 2 for the commish. I am also going to be on the commish's side. I agree with Groady. Don't pick him until he wins, or pick him until he loses. Icehouse.
Yeah, I just he can't. I mean, he's gonna get a win at some point.
You sure?
I don't know when it'll be, but until that happens, I can't pick him.
Mm.
So I'm taking Joe.
All right. So landslide for the
If he
commish.
goes winless, then that's just awesome
Yeah.
for either one.
All right.
So continue.
Coming back up to the top here, we got the commission's going to talk about the 5-0 Auto Draft All-Stars against 3-2 Groady. This is a battle that should have some good parts to it here. What do you know, Commish? What do you think?
Well, in a quick rundown, because you know where I'm going on this one. Let's see. I mean, Purdy and McCaffrey have been doing really well for him. Obviously, we know what DJ Moore did last week. Thielen, I think, has found somewhat of a connection in Carolina. He's gotten some double digits all but one game. In fact, over 22 out of the 4 double-digit games. And so if they're playing Miami, they're going to be playing from behind. So I expect him to have some points. Brees Hall against Philly, probably not going to get that, but you never know. Philly's defense, or not Philly's, the Jets defense is kind of stingy. Rashad White against Detroit, perhaps. Of course, the problem is he's got his own defense playing against his player, which is fascinating, but I wouldn't drop either of them or bench either of them in favor of somebody else. You got Goff against Tampa, Jamar Chase, who, like, fuck you, Joe Burrow, for finally finding your stride. I benched him in another league, and that didn't help.
Sorry. That sucks.
Like, eat a dick, you bastard. Evans is questionable. Walker versus Cincy should be fascinating. Saquon, I don't know if he's playing or not. This won't load to tell me. Thanks. Ingram versus Indy. Although Ferguson, I don't know why. That's an interesting choice. What do you got? No, you're not going to give me the news? Fine, fuck it. I'll keep going. Zay Flowers, Cincinnati's defense. Obviously, you're not going to put Jones in over Goff. I would dump Mac Jones at this point.
Yeah, hate to say it. Yeah.
It does hurt that Pickens and Achane are on the bench. Well, not bench, but bye week, and then obviously doubtful, probably not going to play. So, yeah, I'm gonna go with auto draft on this one until he loses.
Yep.
And I should note, his has been an interesting season because while he has scored on average the most points in our league, he has also had the least amount scored against him. 3 out of the 5 games, it's been under 100 points against him. With
I'm one of
Tommy
those.
just edging. Yeah, I know. Yeah, 90 points for you. Just above 100 at 100.35. His closest in terms of. I mean, the first week was the closest. He beat Lavender by 1.3, but since then he's won by 26, he's won by 17, he's won by 65, and he won by 70 this weekend.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's his average margin of victory is 36 points.
Wow.
Yeah.
So either he's gonna, even if he has a mediocre week, it seems like everybody has their worst week against him. So it's
not looking good for you, Groady.
That's all right. I mean, it didn't look good for me last week, and my team pulled it out.
No, see, that's the other thing is it looked great for you last week because you were playing Stan, who has given up the most points in the entire league.
Yeah.
Very,
yeah.
very true. I wanted to text him last night after
And
Josh Jacobs scored his first touchdown and send a text, hey, only 10 more of those and you can beat me.
and I mean by a wide margin. The next closest is 100 points below him.
Whoa. Whoa.
So who's playing Skinnnns this week? Prepare to score, because apparently that's what the football gods want.
Yeah. So I will also join the commish on the Auto Draft AllStars. So got to vote for him there. Groady, sorry, I'm picking him until he wins. And that Purdy
Hey.
McCaffrey combo is good. But I say that I think there's a way. Just like last week, I think you play smart enough to where the right player. This could be a week that Auto Draft loses with this here. It'll be close. Icehouse.
Well, I like how you say the right player, John. Like he has like 5 guys on his bench to choose from.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yes, I mean there is waivers, but anyway, I will take auto draft
You take an auto.
because it's like, yeah, I mean, Jilly loses. I guess it's like, why would I go anywhere else?
Yeah.
Because it's just working.
Then Groady, what about you?
I should have picked him last week. I didn't. So I'm picking him this week. But still hopeful for my team to win, But a few things fall my way, I'll be happy. But got to pick them until they lose. And I thought last week would have been the first one, but fortunately, Tommy's team was like, "Yeah, let's go out for a smoke."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I've got the I've got the 2 and 3 Blavender against the 2 and 3 2 Kidder Quitter. Battle of something here. I don't know. Okay, Mahomes, Tua, good combos, good places that they're playing in. I think they'll both score more than that. Lamb and Adams, I think they'll both score that. New England's defense has been a joke, and the Chargers' defense is not existent. You got Sutton against KC at KC. That worries me a little bit. Olave at Houston. That's interesting. Zach Moss, that's the offset. That's the offset there. Madison against Chicago. Oh, those are both juicy. Kamara, he's got to put in someone else besides Khalil. Looks like that will be. Oh, yeah, he's got Pierce. He'll be fine there. That's a reasonable substitute. Both your tight ends are. Ugh. Okay, we'll just forget that they exist. Stevenson and Wilson. I think Wilson will struggle. I think Stevenson will have some running room there. Both your kickers, I think, are good. I think Philadelphia's kicker will score more points. Jets' defense has been somewhat stingy. Ooh, Buffalo's D. Oh, my. Buffalo's D against the Giants. Ooh. This could be my underdog pick here. I'm going underdog. I'm going with Dave. The 2 Kidder Quitter with this. I think Buffalo's D might eat the Giants alive with that. And Tua doing what he does right lately with it was just, although he doesn't have a Chan as of lately. So see how that goes. So I'm going to go underdog with 2 Kidder. Icehouse?
Well, assuming he puts in Pierce over Herbert, he's not the underdog anymore.
Well, yeah, but right now he's the underdog. So
Okay, so I'll take the real underdog. I'll take Desmond.
you take Desmond, okay, there. Right, go up to Groady.
I had a tough time thinking about this one because I really wanted to pick Dave and then not pick Desmond because I really don't trust Stevenson because the Patriots have put up 3 points in the last 2 games. But I gotta pick Desmond because I like the fact that Kamara's back. I think against Houston, he's got a chance to get more points. And then I think this week CD Lamb will probably do a lot better against a weak Chargers secondary than against the San Francisco 49ers, who pretty much shut him down.
Yeah. Completely shut him down. Yep. And then Commish.
I'm going to go ahead and take Desmond.
Take Desmond with there. And I'll stand alone with the 2 Kidder Quitter with this. Icehouse, you can't do the next game. One, because I'm pulling the razzle dazzle on you, and two, because you're in that game. So you're going to get 4-1. It's science
Don't
against.
open my eyes.
You're going to get a 4-1 science versus a 2-3 Eric, which we were talking about. Eric, your choice of wide receiver. Gosh, that sucks. That really does suck.
Jacoby Myers put the he's got a bag. Oh wow, he needs a
Yeah, his team's a fucking mess.
outstanding.
Kobe
Well-
Myers actually did something though against the Packers.
Yeah, I mean it's like, well, I just my first thought when I saw Eric's team was like, oh, he's got an empty spot. Punch Myers in. Oh, see. He's all wide receiver, no RB. That's a fun way to build a team. Okay. Well, with that in mind, man, it'll be interesting to see what Justin Fields does. Because he's,
He's up there.
he's been on the last 2 weeks, but it's been literally against the worst. I mean, not the worst two defenses, but two bad defenses. Minnesota's not much better, so I don't think he should struggle too much. QB will probably end up breaking even, to be honest. Ray Hill should do better than Burton Addison. I mean, I don't know. With Jefferson out, he could probably have a game, maybe. Mostert, yeah, with Achan out. Gus Bus do what he does. Just,
Get on the bus,
average.
Gus. You don't need to discuss much.
Yeah, I mean, everything's, I mean, I think Kelsey will probably play just because it's like, he may not have a huge game or play. He'll probably play half the snaps or something just to.
Come on,
They
say
won't
it,
need
say it.
him.
He's going to play because Taylor
You know.
Swift's going to be at the game. That's why he's going to play.
No, just because it's like,
Taylor Swift shit.
I mean, if you watch highlights of that last game, it's like he kept trying to get on the field, like sneak onto the field. And trainers were like, "Hey, get back here!" No, he's like, I mean, that guy wants to fucking play. Like he knows how much he means to that team, and he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Which is asinine because it's like, dude, take it easy. He needs you in the playoffs more than they need you in the regular season. But whatever the case. Yeah, I mean, everything just, I got to take Barry on this one, man.
We're going with a science on that one.
I don't
All right.
really see a way for Aaron to pull it off.
Okay. All right, we got one for science, Groady.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't pay attention to bye weeks. You don't have any running backs for Eric, and I don't think he's going to be able to pick one up. So I'm picking science because I don't know what running back Eric is going to pick up, but he's probably not going to get more than a half a point. So
We got two on there for science, Commish.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with science as well. And it's not so much that he probably can't get a running back. It's that if there's any running backs worth picking up, he screwed up his waiver wire pick. So somebody else is going to get it before him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Eric. It's a
So
landslide
science is-
against you. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Barry's team could absolutely shit the bed, but that's what it would need for Eric to win.
Yeah. One moment here, Groady. Groady, you're going to get the peanut versus Icehouse. But I better actually put some people in here. Yay. Okay, we got him. I was trying to pull the old razzle dazzle, like, oh, you'll never figure out who I'm putting in. Let's see. You're good. You're good. No, actually, I don't know if you're good. I do like you. Why would I put you in? I'll just most, and then you, and then sure. Yeah. Oh boy, my team doesn't look very good right now. Actually, that one really doesn't look good. Okay, Groady almost there. Sorry, excuse me. Oh boy, that is nice. Gee, I'm still suffering from a small bye week problem here, and there you go, Groady. I have a team.
You have
Oh,
one player on bye week. How are you suffering from a bye week problem?
that because the rest of my players are just. Oh wait, that guy should be in. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you still on my
It's because
bench?
the manager is on a constant bye week, Joe.
This is me.
I see.
Well, last week I did have
Yeah,
5
you got
players on
chosen.
bye.
You.
All right, so there we go, Groady. Sorry to delay you that one there. My apologies for that.
Not the lineup I would have put together, but all right, Tim.
Yeah, right. Shut up. All right, there. Yeah.
Alrighty. So both quarterbacks are. I mean, obviously saw what Sam Howell did against the Bears, so it kind of hopefully bodes well for Kirk Cousins. But he is without his top target in Justin Jefferson. And then
He is
Hurts.
garbage time king, though.
He is. He is. He is.
Yes.
And Jalen Hurts is going up against a very tough defense in the Jets. So it's going to be tough for him to probably get his points. If he does, it'll be the tush push touchdowns that'll really put him up there for those points. Diggs against the Giants, that's ridiculous. Gabe Davis, we're both on the same team. I mean, they both did pretty well last week. I could probably see that a repeat performance. Ayuk, Brown, Squash. Cook's really got a rebound against the Giants defense that's pretty good against the run. So is Seattle, so I don't know about Mixon getting those points either. Atlanta's going to have to be up big if Algier is going to get any points. Eckler, is he going to be good for Monday? He's a Q, like he hasn't played. They're coming off their bye.
You have the bye week off, which is I think they were kind of.
But I've got his handcuff. I've got the handcuff.
Yeah, it's all right.
He's 99% sure he's going to
Yeah, I
play.
was going to say, yeah, he's 99% sure he's going to
You
play.
got his handcuff and that dude's fucked.
That's a
Keep
win.
playing, John.
This is a sad thing that I thought I would never say about Darren Waller, but him being a tight end for the Giants, he's not even a tight end, so that's a 0 because they got to keep him in there to block. Again, the Patriot offense has put up 3 points in the last 2 games, so that's a 0 for Boss's Hunter Henry. I like the Nico Collins.
He's a loser too.
I like the Tyler Lockett. The defense is actually pretty stout. I don't know how well Kansas City's actually going to do. Denver's pretty okay offensively, so I don't know if they're going to get all those points. I think I have the Peanut picked for an upset. Double check. Yes, I have the Peanut picked for an upset. Really hoping that he does do this because I picked against him last week and won. So this is his week to win. Once every other week. So I have taken the Peanut.
I can do. All right, we got one for the Peanut. Commish.
I got Icehouse on this one.
We got Icehouse on there. Well, I know vote for a Peanut is a vote for a win for me. Icehouse, though, can you really vote for me?
Absolutely. I mean, I would 100% rather be wrong and get the win myself.
I suppose.
The win in the standings is worth winning this shit is. So,
Well,
Yes, very true.
Absolutely.
Very, very true. All right.
I'll take 10 wins in the fucking standings for, 100 in this crap.
Lastly, we got 2 and 3 Ronnie Anderson. Or no, that's not Ronnie anymore. Who's Sippy's? Is that still Ronnie and Sippy's face?
No, it's Chosen.
Oh, it's Chosen. That's
Chosen, yes.
Sorry,
Chosen Anderson.
sorry, Sippy. It's the 2 and 3 Chosen versus the 3 and 2 Skinnnns. Commish, this is yours to look at here. What do you think?
Well, let's see. You got Jordan Love on a bye week. He's got James Conner on IR. So he's got some things to do. Specifically, he's got to pick up a QB. Otherwise, he's got A.J. Brown and Cooper Kupp. Not bad. Williams for the Rams, also not bad. Hawkinson's been doing good as a tight end in Minnesota this year. Actually, no, I take that back. He had one really good game, and he's been mediocre. Waddle. Waddle. Miami can mop the floor with Carolina. That'll be great. So he's got a QB to pick up, and he's got a running back to throw. And he's probably, I don't know, throwing Rivers or Sanders. Probably not Rivers, but I don't know. What, you have an extra kicker? What the hell are you doing, Tommy? You got Sherbert, who's a Q. Judy against Kansas City. I mean, odds are if Kansas plays right, they'll be down. St. Brown's questionable. He should be back, though, I think, after missing the game. But, we'll see on that one. Josh Jacobs and Pacheco. Pacheco, I'm really pissed. I should have kept him instead of DK Metcalf. Roshan Johnson should see an increased role for Chicago, even though he's questionable. Andrews, I don't know. Baltimore's been so fucking weird this year. Like, he's out the first game, and then he's in for over 10. Then he's under 5. Then he's over 20. Then he's under 10. Like, looks like Andrews might be in for a 20-point game this weekend. You got McPherson. You got the defenses. Miami's D is probably going to be pretty solid against Carolina, and Washington should do well against fucking Ritter. Apparently, he's terrible.
Yeah.
So, there's also Laporta. If Stan wants to roll the dice, he's been doing well for Detroit. He'll probably put in Ford over Roshan Johnson. I would, even against San Francisco. Maybe not. I'm gonna take Stan.
I'm taking the Skinnnns with this one here. I think Tommy's gonna make some moves here. I'm going with the Chosen. Not just because I think he's got some good wide receiver matchups there, but he's got Greg the leg. You can't go wrong with the leg. Icehouse.
Wow, was that Darren's first? No, that was somebody else. Bennis is. I'm gonna take Stan on this one. Skins for the wins.
Taking a Skin.
The defenses are a wash, to be honest. Projected points may not show it, but. And Roshan Johnson with Khalil Herbert out. I think Roshan Johnson can do a thing against Minnesota in the rain.
He's got a clear concussion protocol.
Oh.
Which from what I read, he should because he had the extended extra day.
Right.
A few days.
I got that mini bye week.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that happens. I probably won't remember if it doesn't.
That's why, Eric, if you're watching this, pick up Deontay Foreman.
Deontay Foreman, or who's that guy they threw in their last Blast something? Blast Grit?
Blastow?
Yeah, Blastow. I was like, who's that?
He's a fullback.
Yeah. I had to look him up. I was like, I have no idea who you are. So
it's probably like one of 3 fullbacks left in the league.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who has one of those guys anymore?
All right, so you're going Skins.
Yeah, I'll take Skins for the wins.
All right, Groady.
Well, myself and the Bears are the reason why Stan isn't here today. He didn't want to admit it, but he was just so embarrassed that his team lost, and to me, and that his team lost to the Bears. He decided not to show up today. So I'm going to pick him this week because he's going to come back with a vengeance.
Oh, that's so nice of you. That's awesome. He saved the picks with that one there. We move on to Pro Pick'em. Man, Pro Pick'em. Boss, you and I just suck lately at Pro Pick'em, but we're going to let the commish talk a little bit about what.
Pretty good last week.
let's let the commish make that decision. Commish, what happened last week?
Oh, not last week, but the week before that. I mean,
Oh, well. So Pro Pick'em.
More win under my. Speak for yourself, sir.
Tommy led us all with 77 points and by a wide margin, as Stan was the next one with 49, followed by me with 45, Eric with 42, Kevin with 39, JV with 36, and Boss bringing up the rear with 24. Getting those 14 correct on Miami certainly saved your week from being completely a joke. And we all got Miami right. None of us. Well, Tommy didn't make a pick, but we all got fucking Buffalo wrong.
Why did he pick?
He had no pick. He did not select anybody for that game. So that's that.
Do this.
I don't know.
Waiting for it to happen. There it is.
It's that international game, man. That 8:30 start.
Oh,
Right?
that makes sense.
Had that been a noon game, he probably would have had that in.
Yeah.
He is the only one that got Atlanta right. All of us bet on Houston, and Atlanta sure showed us. I was the only one that got New Orleans right. Suck at everyone that thought New England was a team. Tommy was also the only one that got Pittsburgh right because apparently Baltimore doesn't want to be consistent. Tommy's also the only one that got Cincinnati right. Now, I should mind you that his Atlanta was 4 points, his Pittsburgh was 5 points, and Cincinnati was 3 points. So it's not as if he had a ton of confidence in them winning.
Mm-hmm.
He just happened to be the only one. Because apparently Joe Burrow decided that his calf injury was no more and decided to play. Stan is the only one that got both Denver and Minnesota wrong, as the Jets went to everybody else because we all know Denver's shit, and KC can handle beating Minnesota by 5.5. Which, incidentally enough, that is, I think. Oh no, Boss will probably get to it, but Minnesota, that is every game this year for them has been a one-score game, and they are 1-4. Whereas last year they were 11-0 and one-score games, so quite the different season for them.
Yeah,
Stan was the only one that got Las Vegas right last night. I would have joined him, but as discussed earlier, my laziness decided to do nothing at all. With that being said, what is it? 2, 4, 6, 8 favorites were the correct pick, and 6 underdogs this week, which actually narrowed the gap between them. As on the season now, favorites have been the correct pick 38 out of 78 times, and the underdogs 39 with one push. So it's almost 50-50 on the year. As for our leaderboard, Tommy is now in the lead by 30 points at 388, ahead of Kevin with 358, who's only 8 points above me at 350, and I'm 13 ahead of Stan. He's at 337, who's only 16 above Boss at 321, who's 51 ahead of JV at 270, who is 30 points ahead of Eric at 240.
It's a big number, 51-point lead.
Thank you. Thank you.
See if you can make up 51.
I'm working.
I mean, you got to figure too, right? Like he it's a 51-point lead, and he outscored you this past weekend, so it was worse.
It's coming up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like when he was trying to club me and him in the same pile, it's like, no, you're down the road, buddy. Get out of here with that.
No, but I beat you.
So, be there too.
Yeah, I beat you. I'm the guy that's in the last place of this pedestal, is biting my coin and showering myself with champagne because I'm not last place this week.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
Who did a thing?
No. Just because you're on some 10-foot, 10-step pedestal doesn't mean you're up here with the rest of us.
Damn it, you're right. But okay, give me my weekly victory.
We'll see what happens.
It's true. It's true. I see Yahoo hasn't updated. Yahoo didn't update any of their. So Yahoo, what is your damn problem? In all honesty, come on, help a brothers out here. Help us. We're trying to make a show here, and you're not making things easy on us. We're gonna start with the commish. Commish, won 2 games. Actually, first of all, let's raise a glass to the Commish de facto victor for this week right here. Well done, well done. Sippy, well done as well. Skinnnns, well done. We miss you for this. Commish, what games were interesting or did something surprising happen to you last week?
Nothing really, I don't think. I mean, I guess maybe Atlanta winning was
Yeah.
probably a shock. I don't think. I mean, obviously, apart from Tommy, all the rest of us didn't think Atlanta had a hope in hell of beating Houston, who seemed to have been figuring it out. Also, I mean, I'd have to admit, I think Indy and Tennessee was an interesting game. Eric Henry went from being full on to non-existent. I guess I shouldn't be that surprised by Pittsburgh and Baltimore. It is a division matchup, but even still, I thought Baltimore could handle Pittsburgh better. And then I think the not a big surprise, but sort of an um, interesting turnout is the fact that Cincinnati and their offense is now moving.
Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. Yeah. All right. You've chosen for your first game of the 2 to talk about the 0-5 Carolina Panthers going down to Miami to play the 1-4, the 4-1 Dolphins with it there. It appears to be the Dolphins are favored with a 13.5 spread. What else do you know about the game, Commish?
Well, the Panthers are 2-5 all time against the the Dolphins, including a 1-3 record at Miami. So that ain't looking good for the Panthers. Their last matchup was in 2021 against Miami, and they lost 33-10. Um, and given the way their season's going, I'm be willing to bet it's going to be a repeat. Miami's offense is really good. They're hard to keep up with. They can score on you left and right and all over. There's a reason they are 4-1 on the season. Carolina being 0-5. I mean, 93% of people currently are taking Miami. It is also because it's an off spread. So I think once the spread is finalized by Thursday, it'll probably change. But I mean, it's 93. We haven't had a 90% pick distribution yet this year. I don't know how much that'll change. I guess it'll depend on what the official final spread is. But either way, I got 2 points, and I'm going Miami's way with that one.
Going 2 points over to Miami for that one there. All right, Groady, what's your thoughts?
I have Miami for a deuce as well, but I think if the spread pushes above 14, I might pick Carolina just because even against the hapless Giants, the Dolphins only won by 15. But if it stays under 14, I'll stick with the Dolphins.
Gotcha there. I will also be going with Miami, but I have confidence in this team. I'm going to pick Miami, and I'm going to pick them for 6 points. Not a lot of confidence with the spread being as high as it is, but I mean Carolina ain't 0-5 because they're good. So Miami's proven that they've been doing some things with it here. Icehouse, your thoughts?
Currently the spread's at 13.5, and it is the second highest over under game. But it's Miami at home. I mean, still take them for 11. I don't care. Even if it goes to 14, it's like whatever. I guess it sucks if I lose at a push at 14. But hey, Miami at home.
Miami at home. Right there. All right. Very good. Very good. Next we head on over to Groady. Groady, who is going to be talking about the Minnesota Vikings that will be coming over down. I think, yeah, right? They're coming over to Chicago to play against the Bears. What do you know, Groady?
Yeah. So they've met each other 124 times. Right now, the Vikings lead the series 65-57, 2 ties. Last time they played in Soldier Field was actually beginning of this year, January 8th. The Vikings won 29-13. At that point in time, they did have Justin Jefferson, who didn't actually do much that game. It was actually an Alex Madison game. He actually scored a couple of touchdowns for him. So I mean, hopefully they're looking for a repeat. The Bears are looking for not a repeat. I actually just was reading a stat just before we got on here that the Bears are actually, if they could just get their tackling down, they have allowed the least amount of yards before contact versus other teams are averaging well into the hundreds per game. The Bears are actually the lowest at about 4. So they just got to tackle. They did pretty well against the Commanders tackling. I think it was a really good defensive game plan. To, not really get beat. They didn't let any big plays. There was chances for the Commanders last week. So I think this week without Jefferson, I think if the Bears can do the same thing, limit defensive or limit big plays, keep the ball in front of them and tackle, I think they could win this game. The defense from Minnesota hasn't been good at all. The Bears' offensive line actually looked really good last week against the Commanders, who have 2 really good defensive ends in Chase Young and Montez Sweat. So for the Bears to only come out with 3 sacks, which put on Justin because he was holding the ball, not so much the line, but even with taking those sacks, he still looked great. I mean, building off his performance that he had against the Broncos, didn't turn the ball over and threw 4 touchdowns. So if he keeps playing like that, they win this game. Say, I think right now, what is it, 3.5?
3.5 is what I. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that too. 3.5 points. In favor. Was it 3.5?
With Minnesota.
Yeah, with Minnesota. Yep.
So yeah, and right now, like Joe said earlier,
The line is
they're 1-4 in one-score game. Every game they've had this year has been a one-score game. So I think if this is going to be a one-score game, I think the trend continues for them that it's not going to be a win. The other interesting note that I heard today too is that there's a lot of talk out of Minnesota that if they do lose this game, that they may start shopping Kirk Cousins. I don't know who will be a buyer. I don't know any teams that are like, oh, we're just a garbage time king away from a championship. Maybe Atlanta, but I don't know. But I think it would be awesome if the Bears could come in and take down Kirk Cousins. And hopefully, maybe ship him out of Minnesota.
Garbage time king away from winning a championship. There's our tag of the week, folks. God, I'm sorry to interrupt. That's awesome with it there. Okay, so who do you got here, Groady?
Oh, I have the Bears, and I have them for 13 points. I think their offensive line is going to be on point this week, and I think they've got a really good chance at winning this game.
Gotcha. God, that's such a funny thing to say. We're a garbage time king away from a championship. I will go dollar yo on the Bears myself. Icehouse.
I'm taking a dozen on the Bears. Yeah, there's been talk all season of them shipping Cousins out to anybody, whoever wants them. The Jets remain a high.
I think the Jets already gave up enough capital for a quarterback. I don't think they'd do it again.
Yeah, they can't pay his salary.
Yeah, maybe you can get. Well, Cousins is his contract's guaranteed. Maybe they could just be like, you know what, we'll take the money off your hands, and
Oh,
I think his contract is interesting. So it's like, well,
it'd be interesting.
we'll take that pile of garbage you gave him off your hands, and then you can invest that, assload of millions elsewhere on your roster.
Gosh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I should go for a dozen.
Dozen on Chicago. So 11, 12, 13 on Chicago. Commish, are you making it a 14 or a 10?
I've got a dozen on Chicago as well.
All right.
Hey,
We're all with the Bears on this one here. Right. All right, next one comes to me. I've got the Monday night game, exciting game. The 2-2 Chargers hosting the 3-2 Cowboys. Chargers had a bye week last week. Both these teams are somewhat riddled with injuries. The Chargers more so than anyone with it there. Cheap shot on Herbert from last week. Looks like it caused him a little bit of some soreness in addition to his non-throwing hand having a little bit of a problem as well. Injury reports looking for the Chargers, though, looks like you've got a couple of folks that be worried about. I mean, Austin Eckler, a little bit worried about that. Joey Bosa, though, you got one of your main linebackers having himself a problem right now. And that's just no good when you've got the run-heavy Dallas defense or Dallas offense that's going to pollard that right through the kisser with there and needs to put apply pressure onto Dak Prescott to prevent him from doing anything. The Dallas defense has just been outstanding all year, with the exception of last week where the choke boy curse seemed to have invaded the entire stadium with that. Niners just looked fantastic. Niners look like a force. Niners just look amazing with that there. Bonus points, 10 points. So the Chargers' all-time wide receiver is actually one of their tight ends, right? You got Antonio is right there. What decade is the man that played that actually got, what decade did the man play that actually holds the largest amount of wide receiver yards for the Chargers?
80s.
70s.
And boss?
90s?
90s. All wrong with that there. 60s. Hasn't been a wide receiver broken anything of worth of record since Lance Allworth played for the Los Angeles Chargers in the 1960s. We've had a record held true by, why am I forgetting his damn name right now? Antonio Gibbs? Not Gibbs. It's not his name.
Antonio Gates.
Gates, thank you with that there, yeah. So, yeah, which is interesting that tight end holds the most amount of wide receiver receiving yards for the team with that there. It's a cool stat to have. Right now, Chargers are not favored by 2 points. Cowboys are actually favored for this. They are playing in Los Angeles, so Dallas has to travel a little bit. And you've got 56% of people who are going to be voting right now on Dallas to be able to win. That will not include me. I like to finish my week strong, so I will be putting 14 points on the Los Angeles Chargers to be able to take home a victory in this game. Icehouse, your thoughts?
Oh, what is it? A 2.5? 2-point spread right now. Man, this is dicey. I don't know. I think Dallas is not going to want to get embarrassed again.
Yeah.
I think they're going to show up like that. It's enough of that nonsense. 14 on Dallas.
14 on Dallas. That's a joining the opposite with
I'm
me.
prime time. Not last week wasn't us.
That there. All right. You got there, Commish. Let's split this. 14 on one, 14 on the other.
I do have 14, and I currently have it on the Chargers. I think it's going to end up depending on exactly where I'm at the end of the week. I might switch it to Dallas, depending on news of the team and where everyone's at.
This could really flip-flop, by the way. Herbert is scheduled to play, by the way. Everything looks good for him to come out in the field and play. So he is listed as questionable. Groady, your thoughts?
I got 15 points. I'm throwing it the Chargers' way. I think they've had a lackluster performance this year, and I think even coming off as embarrassing as a loss as it was for the Cowboys last week, I think it could be a close game, and it could literally be 30-28, and then Chargers or Dallas kick a field goal and win, and they win by 1 point, 2-point spread. So yeah, I got the Chargers for 15.
Chargers for 15. Most of us on the Chargers side. Not Icehouse, and it's Icehouse's time to talk about his Kansas City Chiefs 4-1 hosting the possibly hapless 1-4 Denver Broncos for a Thursday night matchup. What do you know, Icehouse?
Well, they are hapless. There's little doubt about it. Okay, so here's what I got. Mahomes is undefeated in his career versus the Broncos.
Oh!
Which, same division, so, apparently the Broncos have just been shit in the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, whatever, how long he's been in the league. However, 4 out of the last 5 games have been decided by 6 points or less.
Oh.
It was like, okay. Obviously, Travis Kelce is questionable, so that's a big factor. But Denver is 0-4-1 against the spread this year. Oh, you think, yeah, well, every game covered by 6 or less, maybe we give it to Denver. No, Denver can't cover a fucking spread. And the Chiefs are 3-3 on double-digit spreads since 2002.
3-3.
Um,
It's the literal battle of the
Um,
can't cover the spreads.
I mean, I'm gonna go 6 on KC.
6 on KC, he says.
You just don't trust this Denver team cover the spread.
All right. So 6 on KC, Commish.
I have Kansas City for 3.
Kansas City for a thrace. There we go. Groady.
That's on that.
One of the things that I didn't know last week, even though the Jets ended up being the right pick, anyways. But Denver actually got a bunch of their defensive guys back from being injured last week against the Jets. So, boss talking about it being a close game. I would love to pick KC, but they covered their big spread last week. This week is their week to not cover, so I got 3 points on Denver.
3 points on the Denver with that. Interesting. I will be joining you. I don't trust Kansas City to cover. Oh, you all have 3 points. This could be my chance to really jump ahead at the beginning of the week.
Do it, and then I hope you're right.
12 points. 12 points on Denver. Please, Denver. Show us something different, please.
I kind of want to pick KC.
I really was about
Yeah,
to
no,
flip
we
a coin.
won.
I really was about to flip a coin just to see because,
Gotcha.
like, one can't cover the spread, the other can't cover the spread. It's a 50% chance. It's like, well, but now we're going to leave.
Green.
Yeah.
2 points. How's that?
I'm going to change my pick soon.
No, it's not the Peanuts. It's not working out for him, clearly.
Alexa, tell me what, Tuesday morning, John lost his 12 points.
No, we're coming back to this. I don't want to come back to this if I lose. I only want to come back to it if I win.
That's why I put 3 points on it, because guess what? If I'm wrong, it's just 3 points. So that's why that's why the only reason why it's like I kind of don't care. But
That's smart.
makes
That
me want to
is.
switch to them. When you're wrong, we're all like, John picked Denver.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can smash it in your face.
Let's raise our glasses again to the Commish, de facto winner of the week. Well done, Commish. The Commish is going to talk about one of what I believe is the evening games, the 3-2 Buffalo Bills with Let's Go Buffalo hosting the possible football team of the New York Giants. It's a -14 spread in favor of the Bills. Commish, what do you know about this game?
Well, I know Buffalo is 3-2 on the season. I know the two teams have met each other a total of 14 times, and they're split down the middle, 7-7.
Yeah.
Last time they met was in 2019. The Bills won 28-14. Otherwise, their previous 3 outings, New York was on a 3-game winning streak. So, but the Giants this year have been awful, to say the least. They have not been good. They are currently 1-4. They're 1-2 on the road. They're 0-2 at home. This game is in Baltimore? No, not Baltimore, Buffalo. I'm sorry. I know I said. Yeah, so this is on the road. Not a good thing. Daniel Jones is running for his life as soon as the ball is snapped. They're -91 in net points. Buffalo, on the other hand, lost an unexpected loss, in my opinion, to Jacksonville overseas. But they're still +79 in the season in terms of their net points. It's a big spread. Buffalo on the season is what? Where did that go? Pick 'em. I mean, they've been the favorite every week. They're 3-2. They were the right pick when they were a 9.5 point spread in week 2. Sunday night teams have been, what is that? Right here. Sunday night teams have been, 3 out of 5 have been the right pick for the favorites. Um, oh, it's an 80s too. I gotta go with Buffalo. 80 point spreads or 80 percentage right now as far as that goes. Those have been 7 out of 11 have been the right pick in terms of favorites. So I'm going to take Buffalo for 1 whole point.
1 whole point on Let's Go Buffalo. Yeah, that tracks. Groady.
Yeah, it's hard to pick the Giants. I mean, even with Daniel Jones potentially not even playing in this game, I think even if he does, like Joe said, snap the ball and he's got to run. He's actually right now with Saquon having been out for the last few games, he's actually their leading rusher, um, which is fun. I think it really shows that they need Saquon back to be able to do anything. I think even if Saquon plays in this game, I don't think it's going to be within 2 touchdowns. I think Buffalo coming off that disappointing loss, going to do what they did to Miami to the Giants. So, yeah, I got number one for the Bills.
Number one. Number 1 on you didn't pay your damn bills. Yep. I will also be joining you with the Bills, but I'm going to be putting 3 on the Bills for no other reason in the sense that, well, man, New York, you really do kind of suck. Giants, you suck right now. There's just no. You're both right. Every time I've heard it's just like, man, he really does not have an offensive line. And I saw the meme where somebody has the door that has the little notch thing that goes to the door. It's like the Giants' offensive line is somebody put a Cheeto in between to lock the door to keep it bolted shut. I'm like, that is pretty much the Giants' offensive line right now. It's pretty. Sorry, Daniel Jones. That's gotta hurt. All right, Icehouse.
No, I'm taking 1 on Buffalo. I don't want any part of this nonsense.
1 on Buffalo. All right. It's coming down to quick picks. We got quick picks coming up. Quick picks. Up to the Commish. Tennessee hosting Applecore Baltimore with a spread of, why didn't it show up on my thing? Hello. Titans, there they are. 4 points in favor of the Ravens.
4.5.
Oh, 4. I got 4.
Oh, you're wrong.
Oh, that's fair. All right. Well,
Actually, no, you're. I see. I got 3.5 and 4.5. It doesn't happen very often.
That's right. Commish, what do you got here?
I got 8 points on Baltimore.
8 points on the core. Groady,
I have 11 points on Baltimore.
11 points on Baltimore. I'm going to side with King Henry weekly with the 4 on King Henry. Boss?
I'll take 7 on Baltimore.
7 on the core. On Apple Core, let's go Baltimore. All right, Groady, you've got Atlanta hosting Washington Commanders with Atlanta being 2.5 point favorites.
I got the Commanders for 12.
Commanders 12 with that. I will. Ooh, everyone's going at 57% of people gone Atlanta. Is that just because there's more people that went first from Atlanta? Yow! I need an underdog. Washington 4-7. There, the Icehouse.
8 on Atlanta.
8 on Hot Atlanta with that Commish.
I have 13 on Washington.
13 on the Commanders with that. All right. Comes to me, I get Cincinnati hosting the Seattle Seahawks with a spread -3 favor of the Bengals. So 3 in favor of the Bengals, 63%. Joe Burrow seems to have found something. I do like Gino's Eats Pizza, but 8 points on the Bengals. Icehouse.
I want to believe, but no. 9 on Seattle.
9 on Seattle
I
for
don't
that.
believe Burrow's cleaned anything. I think he's found himself injured again. Coming
Have
up
faith.
real
Have
quick.
faith in Joe Burrow's legs.
Yeah, okay.
Commish.
I currently have 11 on Seattle.
11 on Seattle. Groady.
I got 10 on Cincinnati.
10 on Cincy. All right. Icehouse, you
I'm
get.
sorry, I have 11 on Cincinnati.
Oh, you have 11 on Cincinnati. Oh, I'm favored on Cincinnati. I like it. I like it. Boss, you've got the Cleveland Browns hosting the San Francisco 49ers, in the Niners being favored by 6 points.
Now, fuck the Browns. Max points, San Fran.
Wow. Wow. Commish.
And you too,
Ooh.
John.
Yeah, that's fair. It's fair. It's fair. They
You're
are right
half
there.
representing them, so
I am. I am representing them behind me there. That's the
I
hometown
dare
team
you
here.
to max points against me.
No, my max points are going elsewhere. This game sounds dangerous here. Commish, what's your thoughts?
Fair enough.
Cleveland, San Fran.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got 6 points on San Francisco.
6 points on San Fran. Groady.
You got 7 on San Fran, and I don't know why this spread is so low.
Right, no kidding. It's low because of the peanut. I'm dropping a Cleveland steamer on Cleveland, putting a deuce on the Cleveland Browns. Oh.
Ooh. Back it up, man. Back
No.
up your pound.
No, I'm not touching this game. Cleveland
Back
steamer.
up your tax
No.
points. Get out of here.
I'm not backing them up against a juggernaut like the Niners right now. The Niners look great. Like everywhere, they look great. So, nope, not happening. Commish,
Hey,
come back up to you.
come on you to have that flag in the back.
Jacksonville hosting the Indianapolis Colts with appears to be, is that a 4-point favorites in favor of the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I got 7 points on the Jaguars.
On the Jaguars. What's the name? Groady.
I got 6 points on Gardner, the stash Minshew.
Yes. Man, I just remembered Gardner the stash is throwing. Oh gosh, it's in Jacksonville. Nope, I need an underdog. Guys, I'm doing 5 points on the stash with that. Icehouse.
4 points in the stash.
Ooh, we're all on the stash side with there. Well, Commish is on the Jaguars. Just how do you pronounce that team?
Revenge game.
Yeah. Ooh, indeed. Okay, Groady, you get Houston hosting New Orleans, and they are New Orleans is 1.5-point favorites.
I got 14 points on the Saints.
14 on this. No, that's almost do. I will be going. Houston for 10. Houston for 10. Icehouse.
I think Houston for 5.
Houston for the 5 for that. And then Commish.
Let's see. I got New Orleans for 15.
What? There's where it is there. All right, me. I have Vegas hosting New England. 80% of people are going with Vegas, and I concur, especially Raiders being 3.5. 3 points? I don't like this one. Not 3 points. I smell a push. Both these teams are terrible. 1 point on Vegas. Icehouse.
I see 3.5 other places, but you're right. This is just bad. I'm gonna take 3 on Vegas. I don't want any part of this game. It's probably gonna be a shit show anyway.
Indeed. Commish?
Got 10 on Vegas.
10 on Las Vegas. And Groady?
I got 9 on Las Vegas.
9 on the Las Vegas for that. And we got 19. We got Icehouse. You are going to be doing the Los Angeles Rams hosting.
Yeah.
Oh. Anything you know about this game with the Rams being 7-point favorites?
Why I'm doing this game all of a sudden, but no, I don't know anything about it.
No.
I'll take 10 points on the Rams,
10
however.
points on the Rams. Right there.
I did the Chiefs. You need to
Commish?
update your
5 points on the Rams.
10 points on the Rams. All right. Groady.
5 points on. Wow.
Wow. I'm joining you. 9 points
Well,
on.
you didn't that guy's wow.
I like he did. That was a good wow. That was perfect wow with that one there. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
That was a good echo
Well,
with
that's like, vote 30 points. Groady wins. John's
yeah,
Philly.
right. He did just around the horn. I just gave him 6 for that. I did just give him 6 for that. Yeah, back up to the top here. We've got the New York Jets hosting the Philadelphia Eagles with the Eagles 7-point favorites.
Who's that?
With Commish, the Eagles are 7-point favorites. Commish.
4 points on the Eagles.
On the Eagles goes with their Groady.
4 points on the Jets.
I like the way you think it needs to be. A little bit more, though. Max points on the Jets. Jets. Icehouse. It won me last week.
I'm going to do some of the Jets. Get over here.
Jeez. That's fair. That's fair. All right. We got to go down to Groady here. Groady, we got the last one here. Tampa Bay hosting the Detroit Lions. Lions favored by 3 points. Ooh.
8 on the Detroit Lions.
8 on the Lions. Join you on the Lions side. 13 points on the Lions. Icehouse.
I'm with you there. 13 points on the Lions.
13 on the Lions. Commish, you get the last pick here.
I have 9 points on the Detroit Lions.
On the Detroit Lions, 9 points with that one there. Very good, very good. All right, folks, that'll do it for this week. Hey, if you like something or anything like that, like, comment, and subscribe. I don't know. We have 5 subscribers, so we're technically a show by the most, marginalist of means. So thank you very much for joining us here. So we will see you around next week. See you later. Bye-bye.
Oh.